The iron gates of Greywall Prison groaned open as a frail-looking man stepped inside. His name was Tendai, thin, calm and quiet. He looked like someone who wouldn't last a week behind those walls. Guards smirked, inmates stared. Everyone thought the same thing, and this one's easy prey. Tendai didn't argue. He simply lowered his head, thanked the guard who shoved him forward, and entered his cell. Inside, 3 men watched him, big, loud, and cruel. Their leader, Big Joe, sneered. "Welcome, little bird. Floor's yours." Tendai nodded quietly. "Floor will do just fine, thank you." That politeness only made them laugh louder. Days passed. Tendai kept to himself, eating slowly, reading scraps of old newspapers, whispering small prayers in the corner. But Big Joe and his crew found joy in tormenting him. They stole his food, pushed him around, called him names. He never fought back. At night, they made noise just to keep him awake. In the yard, they made him do push-ups for their amusement. Still, Tendai never raised a hand. He would only smile faintly and say, "Peace is my exercise." One inmate, a young man named Musa, began to notice something different about him. One afternoon, as Tendai quietly picked up his spilled food, Musa whispered, "Old man, why do you let them treat you like that? You could fight." Tendai looked up and replied gently, "Sometimes silence fights louder than fists." Musa didn't understand then, but he would soon. One night, everything changed. Big Joe was drunk on his own power. He grabbed Tendai's only belonging, a small tin cup he used for tea, and smashed it against the wall. The sound echoed across the cell block. Metal clattered to the floor. The cup was gone. For the first time, Tendai stood up straight. He looked at Joe with calm, steady eyes. "I asked for peace," he said quietly, "but you keep knocking." Joe laughed. "What are you going to do, monk? Pray me to death?" Tendai didn't answer. He simply moved. It happened faster than anyone could see. Joe swung his fist, but Tendai slipped aside like water. A sharp movement, a twist of the wrist, and Joe hit the ground, gasping. Another inmate lunged. A second later, he was flat on his back, staring up at the ceiling. The yard froze. Even the guards who saw the fight from above didn't move. Tendai didn't shout, didn't gloat. He simply bowed slightly, turned around, and walked away. The next morning, the air felt different. Nobody laughed at Tendai. Nobody touched his food. Even Big Joe stayed silent, his swollen face turned away. Musa sat beside him at breakfast. "You could have done that from day one," he said softly. Tendai smiled. "Power isn't for proving who's stronger," he said. "It's for knowing when not to use it." From that day, Tendai began teaching quiet lessons in the prison yard. Breathing, focus, balance. Men who once mocked him now listened. Even the guards noticed that fights had stopped. One afternoon, Big Joe approached him. His tone was different, humble, respectful. "I was wrong about you, old man." Tendai nodded. "We all wear disguises, Joe. Yours was pride, mine was silence." The two shook hands. A handshake of understanding, not victory. Months later, Tendai's sentence was over. He walked out through the same gates he had entered, thin, quiet, and calm as ever. But this time, everyone inside knew who he truly was. As he stepped outside, Musa called out from behind the fence. "Goodbye, master." Tendai turned and smiled. "No, Musa, goodbye, friend." He walked away slowly, the sunlight warm on his face, and in his voice a final thought echoed. "They saw weakness, but I showed restraint. True strength is not in how hard you strike, but how long you stand without falling."